There are places that even in daylight strike fear into your heart. And then there are places like this one where stories are so scary that they've literally been outlawed after dark. This is a fort that fears the night. And tonight we're going to tell you why. In the state of Rajasthan in India, deep in the heart of the desert, where ancient ruins crawl with creeping vines and where legends whisper on the wind, there is a place called Bhangarh Fort. It est here that a tale so grim unfolded that even the Indian government has erected a sign warning people to leave before sunset. So what exactly is so terrifying about Bhangarh Fort? Here's a place with a story so dark, it's literally forbidden after dark. Here's the full story. And welcome back to my channel. For those who haven't yet, join our growing family of lovers of all things spooky and subscribe for more ghoulish tales. Now let's get into the story. Near the Sorcerer Reserve in Rajasthan, Bhangarh Fort stands silent and stark against the unforgiving horizon. The fort is an enigma shrouded in mist, myth and macabre tales that send shivers down the spine. The Archaeological Survey of India has marked this place as off-limits after dark. Their sign reads, "Beware. It is an offense to stay in this area after sunset. To do so is to invite danger." Now that's some ominous foreshadowing. But why is Bhangarh Fort such a hotbed of paranormal activity? To answer this question, we have to go back in time to the 17th century, when Rajasthan was a land of brave Rajputs, magnificent forts, and deep-rooted superstitions. The year was 1653, and the kingdom was ruled by King Mordor Singh. Under his reign, Bhangarh Fort was not just a military stronghold, it was also a cultural hub, known for its art, architecture, and most notably its amongst them was a young princess named Rat. Not only was she renowned for her intelligence and wit, she was also famed throughout the land for her unmatched beauty. One day, a dark magician and sorcerer known as a tantric fell madly in love with the princess. Infatuation quickly turned into obsession, but the princess never reciprocated his feelings. However, the tantric was not a man to take rejection lying down. In a twisted fit of anger and lust, he decided to use his dark powers to ensnare her. He ventured into the bustling bazaars of Bhangarh, brewed a sinister concoction, and cast an evil spell. His plan was to charm the princess against her will and make her fall in love with him. But little did the tantric know that Princess Ratnavati was no ordinary woman. She was known throughout the kingdom for her wisdom and cleverness. As the tantra approached her, casting his hypnotic gaze, she saw right through his facade. With a quick-thinking mind, she played along, pretending to succumb to the spell. Then when the moment was just right, she tricked the tantra into drinking a potion that turned him into stone. The tantric, upon realizing what had happened, was filled with rage and hatred. With his last dying breath, he cursed the entire city of Bhangarh. He swore that no soul would ever truly find peace or happiness within its boundaries again. His words echoed ominously. "May this city become a wasteland. May it be abandoned forever. Let no soul ever thrive here again." And with that, the curse began. As if summoned by the tantric's curse, dark clouds gathered above Bhangarh. The sky rumbled with thunder and lightning, shaking the very foundations of the fort. Within days, a terrible war broke out. The kingdom was torn apart by violence and bloodshed. The once proud and prosperous city was reduced to ashes and corpses littered the ground. Locals say that every house in the city lost its roof. If a new one was built, it collapsed without warning. Fields withered, and the river nearby dried up. People fled, abandoning their homes and possessions in terror. And thus Bhangarh was left desolate, a ghost town swallowed by the sands of time. Today, visitors can explore the eerie ruins of Bhangarh Fort, frozen in time and abandoned for centuries. crumbling temples stand silently, their bells silent. The fort's many bathhouses and marketplaces are eerily empty, devoid of any life. The architecture, a strange blend of royal Mughal and Rajput styles, adds to the mystique of the place. But it's the unnatural silence that's the most disturbing. The fort seems to be in a perpetual state of twilight, cut off from the rest of the world. No birdsong, no rustling leaves, just an oppressive quiet broken only by the whisper of the wind. Many have reported experiencing sudden drops in temperature in certain parts of the fort, creating an eerie, spectral chill. The locals claim that no wild animals can be found within the limits of the fort. Deer, monkeys, even birds refuse to enter, sensing the presence of something sinister lurking in the shadows. And then there are the stories, tales whispered by the wind, that seem to come alive at night. Many have claimed to have seen shadows flitting through the walls, moving with a speed and agility that defies human comprehension. Some have heard disembodied screams and laughter echoing through the corridors of the fort, while others have felt an icy touch on their necks, as if some unseen entity were brushing past them. Many explorers have lost their way here, never to be seen again. They vanished without a trace, swallowed by the darkness and the labyrinthine structure of the fort. Even today, local guides refuse to venture past twilight, convinced that the fort has a will of its own, and it doesn't take kindly to intruders. So is Bhangarh really cursed? Does the spirit of the vengeful tantric still linger here, trapping the unwary in its ghostly embrace? Or are these tales nothing but figments of imagination, born out of the eerie silence and the play of shadows in the moonlight? Well, history offers some answers, but leaves us with more questions. Historians say the fort was probably destroyed during the war with the Mongols in the late 18th century. Others believe that the fort's decline might have been caused by famine or political betrayal. Perhaps it was the changing times that led to its abandonment rather than a vengeful curse. But even science cannot explain all the mysteries here. Scientists who have studied the fort agree that the atmosphere is charged with an unexplainable energy. There's something about the silence, the shadows, and the crumbling ruins that creates a sense of dread and foreboding. Is Bhangarh really a cursed place? Or are we merely playing into superstitious beliefs fueled by fear of the unknown? Well, that's for you to decide. But if you're anywhere near here, be sure to heed the warning sign. Enter if you dare, before sunset, come before dusk. But whatever you do, leave before the dead. Remember you're there. And that's all for now, friends. Did you enjoy the story? Let me know in the comments below. Also, share your scary experiences with me, and I might feature them in an upcoming episode. Well, that's all for now. Until next time, remember, some places don't sleep at night, and this has been our story of the week. If you want to hear more tales like this, don't forget to subscribe. And until then, sweet dreams.